Hi everyone, welcome to the channel again, Zani4e.com channel. Okay, let's talk again, still related to the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act, EECA, which will be enforced by the government. Okay, now let's talk about what a practitioner or practitioners out there who are practitioners in energy efficiency, in particular related to the technologies, management, training, providing solutions that will lead into more energy efficient operations. What should we prepare? I think looking at the provision in the Act, ECCA, there are very clear requirement in the law, okay, or in the Act. So for me, while waiting for the Act to be enforced or to be fully gazetted and later enforced, because I would anticipate at least the full enforcement together with the so-called legal actions will happen. I would say at least another 2 or 3 years from now, because first, according to the government, the Act will be fully enforced 12 months after the Gazette date. So I anticipated the Gazette date of the Act will be somewhere, the earliest will be middle of 2024. So if it gazetted by 2024 June, okay, or end, so 12 months after the Gazette date, so another 12 months for full enforcement. But for fully enforcement, I don't see the Energy Commission or the regulator will quickly go out there and take necessary action for in compliance. So because first, I believe they also need to build their capacity, their in-house capacity, to be able to do the effective enforcement. It's not just like a visit, because energy management if you look at the Act, there is a requirement for energy management system to be implemented at the affected consumers. There will be energy audit to be conducted, so there will be energy audit report to be submitted, there will be energy efficiency and conservation report to be submitted, and then there will be energy efficiency improvement plan to be submitted. So I believe the regulator themselves require some time to build the in-house capacity. Okay, at the same time, right? Then we also aware that even the affected consumers, the one that use more than 21,600 gigajoule and above, and also building that above 8,000 meters square floor area, will require they will need some times to prepare themselves. So I would believe, at least fully enforcement will take place at least another 3 years from now. Therefore, I strongly believe, as practitioner, we need to start to prepare ourselves how we can play our role into this to ensure the effectiveness of the implementation of the law of the Act. For me, my scope is quite straightforward. Not straightforward, I would say, not quite focused. Okay, not straightforward but focused, because my specialty is energy management system. So I know that there will be a requirement, because in the law, in the Act, there is a requirement, in section 5, section 5, requirement for energy consumer to not section 5, section 6. Section 6, section 5, the appointment of the energy manager, registered energy manager. Section 6 basically is about energy management system. So there is a requirement for expected consumers to develop and implement energy management system. So I would anticipate that there will be a requirement for assistant, consultancy, advisory on how to develop and implement the system. And if the system is already there, especially for companies already certified via ISO 5001, for example, they need some kind of a guide or advisory role to implement the implementations. So I would say there's a requirement for me for my service when it comes to energy management system, such as advisory, consultancy, and also training. So I'm not interested to go for so many other things. So I just focus on energy management system. So what I need to do now, what can I offer to energy consumers? And how much, how big, how big will be my offering in terms of how many customer I can serve, client I can serve. So I have to prepare myself. How can I make my delivery can cover more companies or affected consumers? Okay, that's me. Somehow I know what to offer clearly. I'm preparing it for now, because energy management system has been my core services for the past 10 years. So now I'm trying to find a way how can I serve the prospect that require this energy management system under the new act, under ECCA. What can I offer to them somehow to assist them to comply, and on top of that, to make sure they will enjoy the energy performance improvement. That's me. Okay, because I'm no longer interested to any other things, because I think at this age, I just focus on what I know best, what I enjoy the most, which is helping companies to develop and implement energy management system from zero until not later for them to comply to the ECA, and also until for them to get certified, for example. But there are many other things in the Act. For example, there is a requirement to so-called to conduct the mandatory energy audit, okay, every 5 years. So there will be a requirement for the market, to have enough registered energy auditors. Okay, so if you are in the energy auditing service, or if you are interested to go into this energy auditing service, you should prepare yourself now, and not to wait until the act to be gazetted, because energy audit job is not something that you can learn overnight. You have to build a capacity, okay, because it is a multidiscipline area, different location, different consumer, different equipment, different system will require different expertise. So the energy auditing service is not a service that you can offer by yourself alone. You require your teams of expert, okay, and also team of personnel like the technician to install the site meters, data loggers, okay. Personnel will go to site visit to do the data logging and collecting the data, and then your analysts, okay, analysts who will analyze the data, and also the expert themselves will help to crunch all the numbers and then figure out how to improve energy performance from the energy audit. So you have to prepare yourself. If you're interested to become energy auditor, start to gain the experience, okay, and then start to go for the required necessary training to build your capacity, your know-how and knowledge, and then once the law is gazetted, you can apply to become the registered energy auditor. Okay, and if you want to do energy auditing as a service to be offered for the companies, you start to build your team now. We can start to offer the services. According to the data shared by Energy Commission, there will be at least for the consumers, energy consumers, at least about 2,000 energy consumers that will be affected by the new act will require energy audit, okay, every 5 years. It's a big business. In energy audit, it's not a cheap business. It's not a cheap kind of services. Yeah? Even the currently government is giving the grant, okay, 60,000 for commercial building energy audit, and 100,000, okay, for manufacturing facilities. That's only covering electrical energy. Okay, I anticipate if the facility use energy, different sources of energy like thermal, the gas for the boilers and other also electrical energy, the audit fee is not huge. It's not small, maybe huge, at least few hundred thousands. So there is a big opportunity there for energy auditors. Okay, if you want to become an auditor, start to gain the knowledge now, build your capacity now, and then later you can be registered as the registered energy auditor. Okay, and to support the energy management system development implementation at the affected consumers, all that should be led by the registered energy manager. So if anyone interested, to become the registered energy managers, they start to build the capacity now, at least now they can at least try to register to become a registered electrical energy manager under the current efficient management of electrical energy regulation 2008, okay, which later will be converted into type 1 registered energy manager under the new act. So at least you start to get at least to become a REM now, REM now, and later you can become the registered energy manager type 1 at least under the new act. Okay, so in order for you, to become effective registered energy manager, requirement of that, you are expected to help the company or the affected consumer to report about the energy management system, or before that, to develop and implement energy management system. So energy manager, registered energy manager, has to know, registered energy manager has to know on how to develop and implement energy management system at the company or organization. So if you want to become registered energy manager, first get at least to become a REM now, or you want to wait for the act, prepare yourself with the knowledge, and then at least you need to understand, go for necessary training on how to develop and implement energy management system. Okay, because later, registered energy manager, if you're currently working in a company, you know that company will require registered energy manager. So it's a requirement for you to know that, especially for companies who haven't established energy management system at their plant or building yet. So it'll be a requirement for that. Okay, so there's only 2 items: energy management system, registered energy auditor, and also energy auditing service, and also energy management system knowledge and hands-on on how to develop and implement at the company. So if you're a practitioner in 2 of these, so you have to prepare yourself. Okay, prepare, and then when everything is coming on board and enforce, the EECA enforce, so we are ready. Okay, at least myself, I will become the registered energy manager type 1. I may go for registered energy manager type 2, which will cover thermal energy in the new act or in the EECA. Okay, but depends. But I think the demand for energy management system training in order, I think they should be sufficient for me to they keep me busy. Simple as that. Okay, because even without the current any legal requirement in Malaysia, even the demand for the energy management system ISO 50001 energy management system certification is increasing day by day. Okay, the market is looking for that as a part of their effort to improve the ESG performance. Okay, so that's what we need to do. Okay, other than registered energy audit, energy management system, registered energy manager, registered energy auditor, I would say for buildings that above 8,000 meters square floor area, they will be required to appoint the person in charge of building, who will be responsible to maintain the building at certain energy intensity value, building energy intensity value, BEI. Okay, so have to maintain that at a certain rate later. So again, if they don't maintain that rate, certain minimum requirement, they will have to submit the energy performance improvement plan. After they will be required to appoint registered energy auditor to conduct energy audit and then submit the energy performance improvement plan. So under the services, basically there are 2 types of services. One, management services and management and training services. Services that I'm offering for energy management system that will help in the enforcement of the act. Another one is technical services, energy auditing and providing within the energy auditing service. Okay, there will be a requirement in providing the energy efficiency solution that will lead to energy savings. So two areas: management and trainings, non-technical services, and technical services itself. Okay, and then on top of that, to support that, I believe also there will be a demand for monitoring, smart monitoring system. Smart monitoring system, either somehow isolated the plant or IO based on the cloud based and all that, is a very effective tool to improve energy management system implementation as a tool for data collection, okay, performance monitoring, reporting, and all that. So whoever in the so-called digital services that related to energy management system, data related monitoring, okay, analytics, okay, analysis, and also reporting, is another potentially good opportunities there. So if you are in that services, providing the smart monitoring system, smart control system, figure out how to you can customize your services, customize your services to help to make companies easier to comply to the EECA under all the provision, okay, related provision, particularly provision on the energy management system, okay, provision in the energy efficiency and conservation reporting, okay, energy efficiency improvement plan, and all that. So I would suggest, okay, practitioners out there, okay, study the EECA draft, okay, and then figure out which area, which provision that related to you. Either you are service provider, okay, system supplier, okay, energy auditor, energy manager, and even smart system providers. Okay, many opportunities. It's up to you to explore. Okay, so again, see you the next video.